What
It's all
about slip and falls?
slip and falls. I personally tend to evaluate them very critically. Again, with premises liability, slip and falls, trip and falls, tough cases. Always tough cases because you're battling 50-50 liability from the very start. Because everyone is taught when they're very young that you have to look where you walk. There's a form of self-responsibility. In terms of evaluating premises liability claims, the condition of the property has to be graphic. That's
Mhm.
how we explain it. It has to be graphic. It's got to have the shock factor. Those are the common defenses, open and obvious. That's the
Mhm.
common defense that you'll get in a premises liability case. The condition was open and obvious. You assumed the risk. You should have looked where you were walking. So
Mhm.
those are the common defenses. That would be a defense that you would face at a motion for summary judgment stage of that case in order to kick it out before it actually would be allowed to proceed to trial. But again, to evaluate those cases where you know you're going to get a defense at a early stage to kick it out before it goes to trial is just inherent in the case. You're going to get open and obvious assumption of the risk, and they should have looked where they were walking. So then it goes back to the graphic. How graphic was the condition? It's just that simple. The more graphic, the more likely they should have had notice, the more likely they were responsible to maintain that area. The more graphic and dangerous the condition, the better the liability case. Premises liability cases are difficult. You have to evaluate them critical. Slip and fall, trip and fall, especially slip and fall. The substance clear. You can't see it. How do you expect them to notice it and make it safe? It's tough. Yeah, you can get at the sweep sheets. You can subpoena the video. But at the end of the day, how graphic is the condition? It
Mhm.
has to look graphic, or else the jury just is not going to accept it. They're not seeing anything graphic here. What's dangerous?
It's been there for a minute. Would something like that be like they should have seen it, or somebody should have passed by here within a 30-minute time frame and seen, "Let me clean it up."
First, I would ask myself, how graphic is the condition? What evidence do we have of the condition? You got to be able to see it somehow.
Mm.
And this is where these cases are at issue because what clients don't know is that they need to serve a spoliation notice. Whenever there's any dispute, they need to preserve the evidence. What you need to tell clients is go back to the store, get the evidence, preserve the video. Can't really rely on the speak to an attorney about it because by that time it's gone. The
Mhm.
evidence is gone. Your client has no excuse. It's their case at the end of the day. They have to support their case. You need to support your case with evidence. Yes, we'll get you to an attorney. They can do all the legalities. They can send a spoliation notice, but you got to go back in there, take photographs, request the video the video. Yeah, they may
Mhm.
not let you take a copy of the video, but everyone has phones now. Record the video from your phone. The video, the surveillance. But by the time it gets to us, it's gone. We got to send a letter. It takes 2 weeks and goes through their legal, and the video's gone. So we need to tell them, go back to the scene, request to look at the video. Yes, it's likely they won't give you a copy, but record the video.
Mhm.
We are all walking evidence banks with our phones today. You may have a client who's not tech savvy or has an older flip phone or is just not capable, or maybe they're even seriously injured. But it's just, again, we have to go back to what's supporting the evidence. The more serious the gravity of the harm, more likely evidence is preserved because ambulance came to the scene, notices, incident reports, police report. That's a different situation. But you get a little bit maybe lower significant type cases where emergency personnel didn't come to the scene, things aren't preserved. We still got to tell them what to do. And the case is built on evidence. They got to go
Mhm.
back. They got to at least personally make the effort to do it.
Is the store required to give you a copy? Because I was under the impression that they needed a subpoena in order to get copies of the videos.
Document, document. If you go in there and you ask and they're telling you that, have your camera, okay, I want to record this. I want to just preserve evidence that I'm requesting it on this date. We need something, because
Okay.
the ball's too much in their court. Evidence
Right.
gets destroyed, and
Yeah.
we can't send out spoliation notices immediately. I wish people were informed. They could even put it on a napkin. This here is a spoliation notice served on this date. I want the video. Here, have it. Record yourself doing it. But they just don't live in that universe that is built on evidence. We have to reinforce it, especially at the intake stage.
If they were to take a picture of whatever caused the fall, that wouldn't be enough. Obviously, the video's better, but if they take a picture, I'm assuming that helps some.
Yes, it helps. It helps some. More the better, but depends on how graphic the condition is.
Okay. All right. Good to know. Thank you so much. I appreciate you sharing all that information with us.
Premises liability cases are difficult to evaluate. They're very evidence-based. Another good suggestion I would tell intakes with premises liability, take photos of the condition, but also take photos of the property and where the video cameras are.
Hmm.
Take photos of the surveillance video. Spoliation notices are very important with premises claims. We have to show that there was video. Why don't we have the video? Because they destroyed it. They didn't want you to see it.
Okay. Yeah, that's good to know. Great. Thank you so much, Mr. Sterling. We really appreciate this.
But it's important, I think, to still keep it simple in the intake process, because it can be very overwhelming for the potential client. So we just take it one step at a time. And I always let them know more will be revealed, because in these type of issues, more will be revealed after each step. Something new is discovered, something else is learned, and more will be revealed. Cases are like, you have to grow them. So it is important. And I think it's really important on the intake stage for a premises case to let them know it's built on evidence. We need more photos, more video. Take photos of the surveillance video. Make sure you support with evidence that you are requesting the video, things of that sort. If they really care about their case, especially for those lower value cases where they're very insistent on, they want to pursue it, it was water leaking, it's tough, not graphic.
Thank you so much. Again, I really appreciate this.
Thank you guys. Take care, take action. Have a